Thank you. I had not noticed. I guess I accidentally double-clicked the mute. That is on me. But yes, we are continuing this old piece that I lost track of the save file for. So yeah, first we're just getting some very rough shapes here because I forgot this was a part of the design I wanted to add. Do like so. Oh. Something I'm going for reminiscent of what is the Polish winged hussars. Though to make this a bit more threatening. Yeah, there you go. Looking kinda sharp like the pincers. Winged hussars, they're Polish, not infantry, cavalry type unit, which to inflict fear, they would have these kind of like structures built up with that would rattle as they stormed the enemy, which is really cool in my opinion. It's not something. It's not the kind of like not class style of modern military groups, which I kind of get why, with the way wars are fought nowadays. Man, there aren't a lot of even older military groups that seem to have that seem to have a good style to them, something that made them memorable and feared. You've heard of the Janissaries. Let's see. Do I have a window thing just for? Okay, I do have a pre-built one for showing. No, not game capture browser. There we go. Sweet. So this is the winged hussars cavalry, and they have these wing-like things on their back. Like I said, they rattle, but also their feathers, they look like wings. And I think it's a really cool style, something to instill fear, but also it just makes them physically imposing. Oh, shit. Okay, there's nothing in that cut. Perfect. And yeah, it doesn't perfectly fit the rest of the vibe, this very queenly seat of the centaur. Instead of having arms, it's just these false legs, and also these pinchers that kind of like, as you see here, kind of like leech out. So you can't quite see the total range because it's hinge here, hinge there, whoocha. And if this was not Inkscape, I could probably even make it do the whoocha movement. But alas, it is Inkscape. But yeah. I'm getting caught up in the details for this. We don't need to do the details all that much here. We're just gonna... where's the eye drop? There. Oh, actually... Oh, actually... Yeah, we'll actually have this look like this kind of like a hard light construct type thing. Call this foreground Hussar wing. Duplicate, we'll just change that name to background. Move it, let's see, back there. Oh, wait. It'd help if I moved it, say, there. There we go. But anyway, no, it's popping out there, so let's make it the... Nope. Almost put in a folder, which would have been an easy way for me to lose track of it. We'll make this foreground one a bit bigger. This background one, turn it a little bit more, and then shear. Nope, not that way. Yeah, like that. Finally, just a little bit in. But that's just so we can remember they're there. I should change the angle on that, huh? Okay, what if we sheared this one like that? No. which is a bit too much. Alright, that should be good enough. Janissaries were a thing known in your part of the country due to the area being under the Ottoman occupation during wars. In Ottoman Empire's Janissaries were primarily people who were forced to join the Ottoman army. Were made of people who were not like the Ottomans. That's why winged hussars aren't known in your country. Yeah, that is very much fair. And I think... God, I'm not great with geography in Europe. But they also weren't exactly, like, butting up against the Ottoman border, from what I recall. So yeah, they probably wouldn't have even faced Ottomans too often either. Which certainly would have helped keep them from your particular history books. Croatia is in Europe? Yeah. Yeah, it's... The Balkans are complicated. Politically, historically, a bunch of crap happened. God, it's not great. And unfortunately, a portion of what I know comes from a historical fiction series. Like, its modern U.S. town got transplanted back to 1630s. So some of my memories from that might also be affected, unfortunately. I'll duplicate this after, because these are supposed to be partially transparent wings. But yeah, there's not too much excuse. Because if I really wanted to, I suppose I could look up respective histories for other countries and things they've had to go through. Especially if I'm, like, drawing inspiration from a famous military unit. But unfortunately, my memory is also shit. Which complicates things. Oh, come on, there we go. Okay, so... Let's see, lesbian flag. Let's... Because these are going to be transparent anyway. Let's go the kind of middle colors for orange and the kind of pink-purple. Let's see. Kind of a bit more pastel-y. It's a bit too bright. And then... Oh, wait. No. I do... Okay, there we go. Hard difference between the two. Okay, this one a bit more pastel orange. Come on. That's good. A little too dark, though. There we go. Now what we'll be able to do... Oh, wait. Got... Okay. Let's see. The Hajduk is also a name that is used in Croatian soccer. Oh, wait. I missed one. For your country, we also had the Hajduks, who were rebels that ambushed Ottomans. Hell yeah. And the hell yeah isn't specific against the Ottomans, more just the fact they were empire. Anyone fighting against empire is slightly better in my book. Not going to say guaranteed better, but it's like... there's certainly some bad things. Quite a lot of bad things in most empires. this one. There we go, and that way we can kind of control grades here. And actually, for practice, let's start with a line. Then we can turn this into a circular gradient with infinite reflected. Specifically, Ottoman Empire troops and retreaters, yeah. Oh, for sure. It's like they targeting a specific empire, that's fine. But it's like, hell yeah, going against Ottoman Empire. Was not taking a side in the Islamophobic Catholic Church. It's like, oh no, we're trying to retake the Holy Land. It's like, you don't give a fuck about the Holy Land. Also, hello, Baringo. Yes, we are back in the very queenly aura of this wasp lady, Centaur. Though the Centaur part might have been a little hidden off screen here. We are going to be working on gradienting these. And we're working in this beautiful gradient, because I noticed, looking up new references for today, that some portions of the cuckoo wasp or emerald wasp looks very much like the lesbian flag, and I'm going to incorporate that. Because ladies are beautiful. It has been said. Thinking over the eyes, that's something I was thinking for just kind of like space vibes, which do I have? Okay, it's part of the head folder. Oh. Which I'm still kind of like thinking on. I might do Emerald Roach Wasp. Is it an Emerald Roach Wasp? I thought Emerald... No, this is the Cuckoo Wasp. The Emerald Cockroach Wasp is a similar but different. I had to look it up because that also did come up for me. Specifically, supervillain vibes. Oh yeah, like they are not going to have arms, and that's not because they are insect centaur, but these air quote legs are the arms, or perhaps maybe it's better to call these the arms because they kind of like whatcha strike out to sting. But I like the idea of what looks like just a reclining being. Not having some cool futuristic sci-fi seat carry them around like royalty, but just the fact they don't have the fine digits like so many humanoid races have. I want some variety in my space centaurs. It's why my dragon centaurs take after dinosaurs. Also, I'm back on the right layer. But yes, we do need, I think, to darken this a bit more. Yeah, it looks pretty close. I'm going to darken the purple as well, but this got to be careful. That's 12 off from center. I should make this 48. Didn't adjust. Oh, wait, 38. Look at my math. There we go. It's not looking too great, actually. Let's push these back out a little bit more. Let's go there, and I guess it'll be this. Face looks like the rose-colored glasses. Yeah, I think technically I was working on this on stream before I got really in depth with the Corver stuff you were sharing with me, which is funny in a way. Right, let's do. Put that there. There. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 2 dots in here of just a paler version of these outside colors, which is there. This needs to be the orange side. Oh, wrong code to try copy. There we go. Let's see, comparison, I need to make this bit more pale. There we go. There we go. Then, while this is still line mode, let's see. I'm gonna shrink this. Doesn't look too bad, but I should expand these out. So we're getting some bigger ranges in here. All right, that should be good because we're going to do this in a radial regardless. Go because we don't want to perfectly fit the direction here. Like, we don't want it to be parallel to any of these if we can help it. We bring down opacity like that. Bring saying side note. Kind of want to make it. Want to make a video game that has an ARG. Be easiest to start for fans of the core. Yeah, it could be a little tricky. Just because, is there like a core canon story for the setting? Oh. Like, not just what kind of kickstarted it all, but like continuing timeline of events that some fan works have worked their way into. Because I'm sure with how many things are out there, there's also going to be some people who have not read any of the core stuff, like myself. Start with the foreground. Alright, now overlapping this, we are going to do a pattern instead. Let's see. This could be interesting. Let's see, what if instead of that we do... There isn't anything that purple and yellow have in common. I guess kind of like blue-green hue, perhaps. Orientation, let's go 52. Oh. Wrong place to put it. This would be multiply. No, multiply's too strong. Soft light. Soft light's not bad. The canon lore exists. There's the stuff the setting creator writes and draws, and there's various published works, all of which share a timeline. Okay. And the The only difference is, like me, there might be many fans of the setting who've not read any of the core material. Hue? No, not hue. Saturation's no good either. What about luminosity? No, too dark. Screen, perhaps. I had a little bit of blur. Not that much. That's not bad. That kind of looks like when you zoom in on an image of like a butterfly wing, kind of what the texture looks like. The blurriness really helps in that regard. Now I need to group this. Then this one's going to be background, which we're gonna. Oh, nope, that's only part of the layer. Need both of these. All right. All the way down, so it's behind everything. Perfect. Shoot. That was in the way. Oh, come on. God, I hate that it makes me actually click part of that layer. There we go. I think we just extend this out a bit like that. Like that. As well as adjust the angle of this detail. Kind of like show that they exist in different spaces. So they're both catching similar light, but not the same. There we go. That is nice and bug-like. I do like that. Now to replicate the color scheme here, I think what we're going to do... Guess this one. There we go. We're going to make this one the gradient we just made, so we can color pick from here. Is it a perfect solution? Not at all. But those are the colors we're working with. So let's start with... Well, actually, let's start with getting these fake legs out of here. The other one. There. And we're going to start the coloring on this back one. Because then we can just match colors and styles from there. Nope, that's the wrong one. Where is... Ah, there it is. I'm just blind. Ringo... with the time... rough timeline for the core verse and main books, I assume. Induction seems to happen first because Redline is well established. Fill in by crystallization and change of heart. Or it's possibly sequel to Change of Heart. Events in between books and to crack a geode show up in the sequels to Change of Heart itself. Okay. I think I'm following that timeline. Seriously, during crystallization, Geo gets introduced to some other villains as a support thing, and she's terrified by Redline. I do be like that sometimes. Okay, I think we'll start with this. The colors of the abdomen seem to go orange, purple, pink, orange, which works well because it goes back to this pink-purple for the stinger, which means this inside here needs to be a dark orange. Pull from there and make it... Actually, no, we'll pull color for this as well. There it is. Okay, now we'll make this... Oh, stuff moved on me again. A little darker, but also take out some of the saturation because it's the inside of it. You don't need color on the inside of the arm, like this. To fair, Geode is new to villainy, and Redline has earned her terrifying reputation. Somebody's got it. But I get what you mean. Okay, we're gonna take this. Outside is gonna be darker color. Ooh, but a bit more of this. When in fact, here we go. This one is gonna be lighter. Yeah, then we'll just have this butt up there, this side kind of softer. I think we'll do it at this angle. I think to compensate for this lightness, we need to make the inside a little darker visually. Not that much, though. There we are. Got a little bit of a shine, which is fine for this. Now that we've got it made there, we can go back to bicep, yep. Because we already made it. Actually, let's make it actually skinnier like this. Wider. Too much. It's too even and mathematical. There we go. And on this one, we're going to actually expand the gradient. All the way at the bottom is, ooh, not that darker. Downside of doing this, don't get a whole lot of range for the darkness, but it is fine for the moment. What I'll probably do later is come back and I'll make another version of this, but just for darkening down here instead of any lightening. And I do need to go back in here for the gap. Make this a bit lighter. Also, even more desaturated. There we go. Okay, then for... Oh, not that one. For Stinger Bulb, we're going to do a brighter version of this, but the arm is going to be a more muted, desaturated version of these pinks. Let's see. Let's start with this. Thank you for the Wilhelm. Right. This time, because it's going to be a little weird, we're going to start with the line gradient version. There we go. This is going to be the darker end. This actually needs to be a bit lighter. There we go. Then instead of this kind of like smooth, almost metallic-like sheen, we're instead going to do the next point is we're just going to make it lighter. Not that much though, there we go. So give it a bit of a hard line. That'll give us a sheen. Also, let's further expand here with just desaturated. Alright, now we can go round mode. There we go. Nice desaturated, helping the darkness there. And then for the stroke, this outside line, we're going to first make it... Oh, not what I was trying to do? Okay. We're going to make it thinner to start. Not by much. Stroke will be that one. There we go. You have info dump. Is it a fun info dump or depressing modern news info dump? Specifying just because that do be how the US is right now. Yeah, this way. Which we're going to have. Fun kind? Alright, then sure. Hit me with this fun info dump. People like that, just add. Actually, no. Not there. That should do. Why does it look like that? Ah. Nope. Alright, I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. Oh, it's the part I didn't read? I missed something? One sec. Okay, gotta go back up so I get the names for it. I'm going to assume Geode and Redline. They're both heavies, active in Texas, on opposite sides. TPA was actively trying to figure out if Geode could beat Redline in a fight back when she was the hero slate. And Redline is, well, when she was recruited into the Corps, she caused a citywide electric pink out. What's a pink out? Because I know brownout is power goes down due to overuse. A blackout is like actual structural damage, so I don't know what a pink out would be. Because pink is not the color I would think of if it was, say, taken down by a hacker or a supernatural event. She calls all the lights glow pink. Okay. Then the confusing part becomes a pink out. But then I can't think of another suffix. It's a suffix that makes me think light. Or at least electrical grid lights. Then they exploded, then the power went out. Oof. Okay, is that... I think all these other outlines do need to also match the color. Now that I'm seeing it kind of from a zoomed out perspective. There we go. Start with here. Stroke paint. We're going to go with... Oh, why is it not... There we go. Yeah, that's a good color. At least for these orange bits. Yeah, that's good. She did that by eating the power grid. I mean, when your girl's hungry, you gotta let her eat. I guess. So where's the other one? Forearm, that's right. I think here we're going to do another gradient. The stroke. There we go. Put this here. This one end will be however much lighter. Oof. Things are stuttering a little bit. Make me scared. But that looks good. We don't really need the well-defined lines out here, though. Maybe a bit more defined on this side, though. Yeah, that looks better. She gets quite the appetite soon after, between being less stressed and being introduced to actually good food. Oh, she didn't know pizza? That's a crime. Someone needs to be arrested for not letting them have eaten pizza ever. Like, if it's a case of allergies, I get that. But if it's not allergies, it's like, the fuck, man? That is a child. Children eat pizza. That is what they do. Oh, I'm still on stroke. But that's fine. I want to do the fill there. I need to reposition. God damn it. Okay, we're gonna do this. Actually, you know what? Stroke, sorry. We gotta make you a solid stroke. What is going on? It is Inkscape. Inkscape, you are being mean to me. Okay. There we go. We're going to have to fix that later, but not now. Just because those were too close to each other. There we go, because some of the light would be cut off by this here, so yeah, that works. Alright. Oh god, Inkscape. Okay. This, and then... that, but this darker point needs to be even darker. Yeah. Alrighty, that is some nice little lesbian flag paletted arms there. So, though I'm starting to think that maybe I should be using brown around these as well. I'll experiment it when I do the texture levels for that. For now, we need to match these over to here. Here it is. Chair foreground. Built a red line, never eat pizza. In her life before she became a supervillain, her parent thought spices were for foreigners and that fried food is for poor people. The fuck is wrong with you? Even if that was true, so what? Food that tastes good is good food. Does not matter the origin of said food. And also, you do not blame a food that tastes bad because it is from such and such culture you don't like. What a bunch of assholes. Volta's parents wouldn't let her eat anything they thought was for poor people or foreigners. Is the least of their sins? I mean, I assume, at minimum, it is a blaring white flag for everything else that they're gonna do at some point. Honestly, if I just change this gradient, I'm gonna lose it really quick. This beam gradient. Alright. We're just going to do that. Nice, out of the way, but I can still see it and remember. Alright. Now it was this one, which is actually not going to have too much because it is currently kind of like the closed position. We actually got to do this and get a lot more darkness. Like that. And actually, no, this should just be a solid color because, again, it's somewhere dark where it can't be seen. So we'll go here and we'll take that. Because, yeah, that makes it look dark on those light parts, but doesn't quite perfectly blend in on the darker parts. So let's pump it up 4 bits there. Next, except there we are. Should be this one. Shit, I'm still on that. Forgot I was still on the stroke. Wait, wrong one. There we are. There we go. Not perfect, but it matches up pretty well. Every Sunday the family dinner was roast chicken. You already know what their crime against good eating was? Oh no. Oh, that's rough. God, because I was not a super picky eater as a child. Well, let me tell you, when it came to condiments, I was not a fan by any means. Which meant roast chicken in my family. There would have to be one piece baked in the oven that did not use mayonnaise. What was it? I guess it would have been more Miracle Whip because we were not that wealthy. The fancy, totally not mayo. The Wrens did find out a way around that with what is it? Cream cheese, because I was able to eat bagels no problem. Sickly sweet, yes. Yeah, got around it with cream cheese because I liked that on bagels well enough. But it's just like Miracle Whip is. Yeah, Miracle Whip is. If I'm recalling correctly, it's a sweeter version of mayo. And probably other differences too. But it's more or less a mayo stand-in. Unless I'm like wildly misremembering the term for it. But yeah, bagels are delicious, especially when fresh from the toaster. Let's see, we got I'll be honest, I've not tried it. I've not tried bagels with lox as of yet in this life. Maybe one day. Yeah. I assume they are not going to taste bad. It's more of a... I'm still not 100% sure what lox is. Just that it is more expensive than cream cheese, at least for the grocery stores in my area. Probably due to less demand at the Aldi's chains. Preserved salmon? Maybe, then. Maybe one day. It's not that I have anything against fish, but cold fish is going to take me a bit to work my way up to. I'm finally getting used to tomatoes on my burgers, because I do need more greens on there, for sure. Tomatoes took a while, because I know they're in ketchup. And ketchup, as we have discussed, is a condiment, and young me did not like anything from condiments. I could handle ketchup and mustard baked into meatloaf, because there were other spices in there to make it not just taste like beef. But it's like some other things, like, yeah, young me was weird, and it's taken me a while to get used to. That my taste has changed. Yeah, we'll just... Oh, wait, no, this is... that one. The inside color... Salmon but smoky with texture not unlike cream cheese. It's the texture probably isn't the issue for me. The only texture I have a lot of trouble with on food is wet. I do not like food that is dripping. I will stomach like rare cooked steak type wetness because it is leaking out from said meat. But you place a wet condiment on top of said meat, and I'm gonna no. How dare. That is not how this was supposed to go. Also doesn't quite have fishy flavor. I mean, it's not about the flavor. Like I said, it's just knowing fish. I still haven't tried sushi. Again, because it's not just cold fish, that's also raw fish, which has to be done very, very particular way to not get sick. And I want to try it, but I want to try it with a friend who does definitely like sushi. So if I end up not liking it, it does not go to waste. Because I do not want to buy something and then toss it away just because I didn't like it. That amount of wastefulness also does not help me try new things. Zoom out. Yeah, I think these gradients are good. They don't stand out too much from the spikes, which is unfortunate, but I think that's fine. To be fair, there's non-fish sushi. Oh yeah, but I want to try fish-based sushi. Because, like, I know if you're in a place close enough to where a source of fish is, it's not too big a risk. Gas station sushi, no. There are too many horror stories of someone getting sick after gas station sushi. I will never try that. But yeah. It's something I need to do. Once again, I'm mute so I can blow my nose. Oh, good. Yes, I almost did. I almost tried sushi once, but the plans fell through. I mean which part, literally? The gas station sushi, or what else did I say recently? Being close enough to a good source of fish for safety. Gas station, yes, no. Even the gas stations I've worked, which were pretty on top of hygienic practices, make sure stuff was thrown out the night before it expired. But literally, a gas station that has sushi, I do not trust. Just because other people are there. It's like stuff that's cooked at a gas station, I'll trust that. Because at least they're going to cook stuff at a temperature that could kill pathogens that might sneak through sometimes. But uncooked food, it's got to be particular stuff. Like hard-boiled eggs in a sealed container at a gas station, I would trust that before sushi. For one, I know I like hard-boiled eggs already, which is a big thing. But also because they did have to be cooked to that point. For legs, we're actually going to start out here. We're also going to save, because it's been a bit for that. Also, wait, there's another meaning for gas station sushi. Gravlax, lox, and smoked salmon are all cured. Oh, yeah, no, I'm... like I said, it's like... The fact that it's cold, even if I know it's cooked, it's just another mental step. Like, the reason I don't like condiments on burgers is because that's wetness on what is it, a solid food. Like, wetness in soup is like, that's what soup is. It's wet. But wetness in a sandwich, it's... Yeah. So it's just the one step in my brain that I just can't overcome. But trying, sushi, I want to, because I know... Well, I mean, for one, I know toast tastes different if you cook it or you just have it on a untoasted sandwich. I'm familiar with how the texture changes that. That's why I want to try sushi. But like I said, with a friend, because if I don't like it, I don't want to waste money or food. I've smoked salmon on toasted bagels for birthday dinners. Ones being warmed by the bagel, yes. And sometimes that's what you want. Like when I've tried, what is it? Strawberry cream cheese. It's like sometimes, it's like some mornings, I want that warmed up. Just because it feels like jam that isn't trying to fall off your toast. Well, bagel. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do this. Can I get a close-up on any joints for these pictures? That's looking like a no. The best I'm seeing... Oh, God. Am I going to do the hair for the legs on these things or no? Like, I could go Clydesdale approach where they got, like, fluffy ankle bits. But do I want that texture on this? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with that's not something I want. Though, speaking of legs, let's get those bad boys up there. Alright, Emerald Cockroach Wasp has red, but we're not going to do that. Most of the images I've seen for the regular Cuckoo or Emerald Wasp, legs are just lighter green, sometimes blue in the gradient. Gravlax is salmon cured with salt, sugar, and dill, sometimes also smoked. Lox is a fillet of brined salmon that is sometimes also smoked. Ah. See, I would have just assumed Gravlax was like a specific brand. But thank you for the distinction. Let's see, joints tend to be dark, so I think what I'm gonna do... let's see, where's the joint for that, like, knee? There it is. Start with this one. I have an idea, and I don't know how it's gonna look. Okay, we'll start with the line gradient so it's easier to see. I think... gonna get one of these darker greens, like right here. That green specifically. And this is gonna be a darker purple. How does that look? Flipped from where I wanted it. But honestly, that actually does not look bad. That's actually pretty similar to the darkness of the knee equivalent joints on the... Yeah. Alright, let's move to spherical. See, the problem is we do need to expand the green. Just because right now it's set to half and half, so... a bit more... Why is this doing it like this? They're no longer 90-degree angle, and I don't know why. I don't know if I pressed something. Wait a second. Oh. Maybe it's because this isn't a circle itself? Annoying if true. But anyway, I was gonna introduce another color. Okay. Gonna make it just a little brighter there. This dark one is gonna be brighter still, but also desaturate a little bit. That's nice and shiny looking. Love it. Do need to rotate a little. Then lift up. Perfect. Darken the... Yes. There we go. That is a handsome looking knee. For the outside, actually, do we need a stroke on this one? Oh wait, I deselected like a fool. This joint, yes. What if... Yeah, what if just no outline on the knee joints? Because these are technically... These would technically be beneath these. I would need to reshape those, but that's not a deal killer. One sec, just getting all the joints down. Okay, there's shin. We're going to take these up to here. Do that. That's this joint. Take off the stroke. That still looks pretty good, actually. I need to adjust this a little bit. There. Oh wait, that's not this one. Some new points. There. Oh, one too many. Make these corner pieces so then I can. Ah, that's why. There we go. There we go. That looks good. It's one of the details that will not be super visible, but I'll know it's there. And that's enough for me. Then this one, I guess since we're messing with these details right now, let's go ahead and fix this outline. Which is just going to be... Oh, shit. When was the last time I saved? I don't think it's too far back. But we're definitely have to redo some stuff. Too many changes, too fast. Okay, first things first, I gotta fix window size, or... Oh, nope. Looks like it's coming in the same dimensions I closed it at. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to... Oh wait, no, that's still there. Perfect. All we lost with the adjustments on there, which suck, but it's fine. Yes, that's it. So first we move that down there, and then these down there. Should go here. Lox is apparently just the pie root for salmon. Gravlax is just grave lox. Lox is just the American Jewish way of preserving salmon. Yeah, gotta be careful about how you go about keeping something kosher. It's, ooh, I'm not sure if it's still the standard today, but earlier I was talking about the historical fiction series I was reading about Ottoman Empire type stuff and its relations with Central Europe, 1630s at least. One other thing I learned about Jewish kosher regulations, like I said, not sure if it's the same for current kosher regulations, but when it came to wine in 1630s, it would not be considered kosher if at any point during the transport a non-Jewish person handled it, which is not something I would have expected for being a requirement. I can understand why that would be, not for like religiously reason, but for safety reason. Because like Jewish people were not really treated the best in Europe, especially around that time. In some countries, used as like a tax collectors. So when the people, get fed up with the tax collector collecting a lot of fucking tax, the royalty could just throw them out, and the families who were lending money and not getting money back from the crown getting kicked out means they didn't have to pay those bills, which is fucking disgusting on behalf of the royal family. It's like, oh hey, the peasants don't like you. We're going to use this as an excuse to not pay back the fucking debt we owe you. It's like, okay, cool, you're an asshole. Got it. Which is why I've got all the shitty stereotypes of Jewish bankers, yes. Well, actually, that's not the only reason. We also get that, I think... I know Venice was one of the places that had regulations about it, but there are others where it was considered not Christian-like. It's too tempting to have a job where you have to handle a bunch of money. You know, like working at a bank. Let's see, that's not going to work. What if we do it like this? And, you know, they... it turns out businesses that have to handle a lot of money tend to get wealthy. Especially so when, you know, not just anyone's allowed to handle money. Only specific groups are. That really helps with the hating people for being different bit. Think about Christians not being supposed to be money. Yes. I know there are other things, but, like, money lending specifically being relegated to Jewish people because of it. It's a nice little further excuse. It's not a religious thing to hate money lenders. Like, we don't hate them because they're Jewish. We hate them because they're rich for being a money lender. It's like, wow. Classic excuses that people use to this day. Let's see, I need to do that. This down a bit. These toes are going to be annoying. Truly. Thankfully, scale-wise, they're really not super visible, so I won't have to go super detailed. It is still going to be annoying when I have to get to them. I do need... This one is kind of bugging me. I'm going to move that up to there. Okay, there we go. Oh, right, the joint. Drop another save. Okay. One we just made. Shit. Got moved around. Okay, a green that goes into purple. No. There we are. There, we are back in business. I mean, we were never out of business, but it's nice to be back in business, you know? Okay, here we don't really need the shine. It's more about having the dark purple. Heavier on this side, there we go. Oh yeah, that looks grand. Yes, exactly, Baringo. If one group doesn't want certain jobs, another doesn't have any better options, of course, a lot of people from a second group will take those jobs. Especially a job that someone needs to take for the sake of the economy. It's nature abhors a vacuum, but so does the economy. See a need, fill a need, in a slightly innuendo take. Thank you, Big Weld from Big Weld Industries of Robots. God, that was a great movie. I should rewatch that. I think that's good. This joint suddenly looks weird to me. We're going to make it a bit more circular. How do I get there? We go. Kind of gives implied curve there. Bam. Damn legs. Anyway, going back to the topic of core nonsense, yeah, I mean, yeah, we got better part of an hour. If you have some more stuff to talk about ready. Oh wait, wrong thing. I'm trying to do thigh. Gonna do this. Make it a bit more. Oof. Oh shit. Like that. Do I think Giannis would have met Overdrive? Which one's Overdrive? I don't think that's one of the OCs you have told me about, unless you changed their name. Well, decided on name. I think they were still like placeholder names last we spoke about them. When you parse is plural, when that was not right. Oh. I could have sworn I had already answered where highly likely, because Giannis also took, like, they weren't hero work, but they took bodyguard work. That's the term. God, my mind. Yeah, settled on Stutter Step Overdrive. Ooh. Nice little supernym. Sorry, it took me a second. I was double checking speech to text. I'm going to type in the chat. I was saying that word, but you know what? Autocorrected close enough. Let's see. Fair. Overdrive hasn't been active as a cape before villainy. Yeah, it's fair. Wait, what's that one though? Well, yeah, no, but bodyguard work still could run into heroes. Just like, we're here to defend you, citizen. Stay out of it. It's like, yeah, no. I'm defending my client here. You can defend both of us, but, fuck off. Let's see. Only got recruited when TMM did. Same incident? Yeah. It is nice when the recruiting incident also happens to give you a perfect teammate / eventual friend. How to do these legs? It's gonna be the same blue-green. Oh, but I can use this dark purple instead of a blue. Yeah, okay. Let's start with the thigh because it's mostly vertical. Ooh, actually, let's make the stroke. God, it's all the way at the bottom. It's annoying. There we go. There we go. Doing like that. We still got a bit of shine here. And the fill, we're gonna. Oh, I hate it when it does that. I'm on a different tab entirely. Stop that. Alright, we're gonna click to a different layer. Click back. Fill. Okay. God, motherfucker. Could you not? Inkscape. What the fuck is going on? Okay, we're gonna fill. We're gonna click multiple fucking times. back to the intended layer. Okay. Right, we were doing blue-green. Let's get one of our blue-greens. Here we are. We're adding another. There. Actually, no, we should just change this to one of the purples. There we go. Spin back down as such. That we're just going to make it kind of desaturated green. It's not going to be a super big change. It'll be something there. This. God, gonna make it super long. Oh. I think angle it. There we go. I think we need to lift it a bit more, just because it isn't quite falling all the way at the bottom. The shadow needs to be, come on. There we go. So getting darker colors, keep it separate from the knee joint. I think we need to expand this a little bit though. God, the angle. Nope, too much. Okay, oof. Tricky, but we got there. For the incident, overdrive was just a random kid. Some random 19-year-old with shitty parents who asked a public librarian for help. So the question is, would they have a reason to meet once Overdrive became a villainous mech pilot? A reason to meet? Maybe not. At least not like an intentional reason to meet. I don't think a villainous mech pilot is likely to try and hire a bodyguard. Bodyguard to the rich and wealthy. Unless they have to, you know, have the same outside of work haunts. Like the same bar they go to, or something about... Ooh, excuse me. My pangolin type OC makes me think they're more of a diner place kind of person. You know, more diner than bar. Because at the right diner, you can get some alcohol, fairly affordable too. Just not any of the strong stuff. Let's see, shin next. This is where it's going to get a little tricky. Start with the stroke. Not that one. Actually, is that one? No, it's not light enough at the end. Gotta find. There. Okay, we're gonna keep this shine mostly the same. Maybe a bit more angled. Like that. the annoying part, having to zoom in and move it. Oh, come on. Okay. First things first, remove this like so. So less likely to overlap. Hope you're cozy. That is fantastic news to hear. Cat on your ankles. Congratulations. You have been chosen. Whether this is a good thing or not remains to be seen. Oh, nope, not that. Not that. Oh, wait, shit. I gotta do this on this side. Oh, boy. Oh. That is almost perfect. Just need to angle it. That looks pretty nice and shiny. Okay. Ooh. Little bit of stretchiness. Ooh. Stretch your legs. There we go. Okay. Oh, right. I said this in the beginning, but apparently I was muted. Almost forgot about that. So, sorry for being a little bit late today. I have a friend who came over, and they were supposed to come over earlier in the day to check out my place, because the plan is to... I've already said that I am selling the duplex that I own and live in half of, and it's going to make it a lot easier to sell if I have someone currently living in the apartment, so the next person can go, oh, hey, I don't have to spend time looking for a buyer. That's great. That is the ultimate plan. And their lease will be up, I think they said July? And they like how much space there is. So the plan is let them move in when that happens. And also, oh, God, this is a little weird. There we go. And, worst case scenario, we become roommates for a little bit while the paperwork happens. And I've been spending a good amount of time. Not a happy amount of time, but certainly a good amount of time. Just cleaning up stuff, packing it away. Ooh. If I don't need it don't expect to need it in the next few months, which I am almost done. I am proud of that much. It is just annoying to move. It's always a little annoying to move. Thankfully, this movement is not specifically for the purpose of moving somewhere safer. I'm relatively safe in the state I currently live in. It is more just, I want to live near family again. My brother is finally out of the Navy. He's gotten his degree from them already in nuclear engineering. I think I've said of that before. He has a job lined up using said degree, which is great in this economy. Not a common thing. And it'd be nice to be able to spend time with him again. Does he have a persona? Not to my knowledge. Yeah, this isn't the brother who I have had heart-to-heart, and we have revealed to each other that we are not heteronormative. Certainly not cisgender either. That's a different brother. A brother who I cannot take care of, sadly. Last I heard, he is still living very close to the two that I have disowned myself. Dead to me, and if they don't know why, that's their fault, because I did my best to explain to them why. It's because they kept insisting on voting fucking third party. Idiots. Third party is all great for local elections, not for the presidential one. Not when we have the Orange Oompa Loompa in chief having tantrums for not being able to take away people's rights. Ugh. Horrendous. This one. There we go. Now here's the hard part. I'm gonna have to make a duplicate of this layer so that I can have the overlapping gradients work, but also have this top shape not covered. The things I do for my artistic vision. There. That works. Okay. So that's this layer. Outline is what we'll call this. Which will require. Actually, no, we'll change the fill to this. Okay. So how are we gonna do this? Oh wait, I know how to do it. What we're gonna do is make another shape, like so. God, I gotta move this down. Okay. Masking layer. All right. We make it white. Move the stroke. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I forgot. The way I have to do masks on here. Okay, is different and annoying. Let's trick, yes, like that. All right. I'll have it just like that. We're gonna have to make another one of these. All right, combine these two. Now we just straight up delete that. Like so. Okay. Right. Yeah. All right. And if we go to here and we do Oasis, right? It's all the way down here. Oh, that one, not that one. God damn it. All right. I just need to connect this up there. Take this around town. Boom. That's going to match those completely. These to be expanded out so the whole outline is within the boundary. Wait, and it's white to show, so we do this, that, click set mask, and there we go. That's how you use mask layers in Inkscape. It's annoying, because it's only a case of show. The mask has to cover everything you want to show, and then you can apply a gradient on top of that if you want some parts to be partially see-through or completely opaque. So yeah. That's good. Now that I'm looking at this, I want to readjust the thigh. It says, no, wait, the chin. That's right. Just a bit more up. Do that. I think about it. I want this to be different as well. What is going on with music? No, it says it's still going. Okay, there we go. Just skipped forward a bit. There we go. Absolute bright shit. Oh. Caps lock gotta hit on, that's fine and fixed. Alright. It might be I'll need to come back and adjust these gradients, but that can be done later. Let's see, I still have about 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah, instead of applying this to all the other legs, we're going to leave it for the moment and get the abdomen. Which, yes, right there. Okay, so... where's there it is? That's where I had... So this is going to be a weird texture thing, it looks like. We're still going to have the same colors like this, but we're going to make it far more heavier on the orange with kind of like pinker at the... Actually, no, pinker at the back, so these all connect up. So let's start with... Oh wait, no, that's the stroke. Fill, there we go. Let's start. Where's our lesbian flag gradient? There. We're gonna have this one not repeat. Also need to flip it inside out. Perfect. So we're going to get rid of the highlights here in a second. Right now with the style gradient, it's a lot easier to get the angle I want here. Alright. The orange here. Get the shadow first. About there. Too dark, too dark. We're gonna... Yeah, like that. And we'll expand it out. like that. I think that's pretty good. Just make it a bit thinner. Further, just like so. Now let's get rid of these unwanted bits. Yeah, I think that's good. Though, the way things look right here, I think what I should do... Should I... Yeah. I'm gonna expand this to here. Another point here. We're gonna take this... There we go. We're kind of getting a segmented look. Which they actually have. Let's see, do I need to make this skinnier? Nah. This further in. We're gonna kind of adjust all these out just so I get more room with the orange. Good at distance. I think I'm going to need to do another layer though and do just a shadow layer here for simplicity's sake. Where is abdomen? Here we go. Shadow. This green. Let's go with kind of this burnt orange. Then instead of this opaque green, we're going to go here to that pink. Make it opaque instead. All right. Another save. Let's see, overlay. Overlay's making this kind of bright. About there. No, certainly not luminosity. And that just makes it look muddy. Nah. Color burn. No. Multiply. I think multiply would bring down the opacity. Let's do a comparison now. It's not super dark. I think if I brighten this bit up, it'll look better. Maybe I'll offset the brightness by making it desaturated. Yeah, I think we're just going to make this whole thing these kind of like pink little yellow stripes, just because that big orange makes it look weird. And I can't like get more fine control without just making like a separate layer here. Fuck it. Third layer, just for the abdomen. Abdomen connection point, I guess. I don't know how to further name this. Let's go to solid color, the gradient. Okay. I'm going to make this, sorry, need to make this wider. That should do, okay. We'll take that kind of pink. This will be this kind of white orange. Reduce down. Okay, there we go. That makes that orange connection a lot less jarring. Like a very strange pair of underpants on just the abdomen part of that connection. Which is even a weird way to just describe it. Doing that, do we still need the shadow? I'll say yes. Though maybe I can darken the shadow itself. There we go. Looking pretty snazzy. Oh, and I just realized they all have outlines that I need to get rid of. Does not need a stroke. Does not need a stroke. Now the abdomen. I think we just make this a very pale pink here. Yeah. I think to make it fuzzy looking, we're going to make it a little blurry. Like that. It's kind of fuzzy. There we go. That's fuzziness level. Actually, if we do that, we could have the stroke here. Be opaque white, but it helps give some more definition to the fuzziness. Alright. And this is now becomes its own little folder. Sorry, this grouping within a folder, within a layer. Because now we need the texture that the abdomen has, which is kind of bumpy looking. Oh, actually, honestly, now that I look at it, this texture is perfect. Which means we're going to have to need to find a new one for the wings. God damn it. Okay. Let's just texture first. No stroke, fill to texture. Recently used there, which we're gonna have to scale down immensely. in between the two. Okay, let's try 1.6. Ooh, that's pretty good. Going to a little bit of blur. A little part opaque. Let's make the color brighter because they are kind of like shine points. And also, it needs to be a pink because most of the color itself is this pink. A little more saturation back in there. Okay. Make the actual thing opaque. That looks good. Okay, so we've got our texture for a lot of these bits now, actually. Because that's the texture. We'll just be changing the color, I guess. I just realized to change the default for that. Okay. I'll make it work. Let's make sure, yep, it's that. Please do not change the texture of this. Okay, good. Let's remove the blur, pass it back to full. Oh right, it's also got the blend mode, normal. Ooh, actually that's a good way to do this. Turn that, no, we want that. Oh. Negative. Alright, good. Actually, maybe not this much. Yeah, that's the angle I want. Good. Offset it. Further down. Good, good, good. Blur actually makes that worse, so we're gonna focus more on the opaqueness. Sweet, I can choose the color. That's kind of a wing-like pattern. There we go. Alright, now the other wings, so they match. Oh, right, I need to double check the actual size. I have a 0.11 angle. Let's make it minus 70. Rotation minus 70. With that, we've got our wings, which actually that texture should be even less visible. There you go. Hint that it's there. Not super visible. We got the fuzziness of that armor. And we're like 5 minutes away. We'll wrap a little early, but first let's double check this texture on the torso. Torso here. Torso texture. Alright, first off, we don't need the stroke. Here we are, unfortunately, going to have to do it by hand. Where is it? Shit, which folder is this in, actually? Not nature patterns. Halftones, no. Grids, no. Geometric. Actually, maybe geometric. Aha. Yes, that version. Okay, now we need to shrink it. Shrinky dink style. No, not my dinks. Yes. Actually, there we go. Orientation, let's say minus 55. Yep. I think the blur was about yay, as well as opaque. Otherwise, we're going to take this super by green. Yes, loving it. That doesn't look bad. Actually, can we get the green more neon? Here we go. That is snazzy looking. I think all I'll need to do is make a mask layer for this, so they're not visible on the torso bit, but they are on the back. I think that'll look better by leaps and bounds. And that will be it for today. We have made some progress. Some of it will not be staying, but I'm feeling really good about how these arms came out. I am. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll change it so like these legs, like the thigh part of these legs, match them, but from the knee down, they're like this. Oh no. But I'm liking it. And then the hussar type, sorry, the Polish hussar wing type things can match these color palettes. Make it look really rich. And yeah, it was nice to get back to work on this. Force myself past art block, because sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes to get back into the swing of things, you just have to make something, even if it's crap. Because if you can't even do that, if the problem is not being able to start anything, it's not art block, it's probably burnout, which you have to find other ways around. So yeah, this is good. Still not good enough for posting anywhere serious. Or depression. I mean, yeah, possibly, but I mean, if you had depression before hitting a roadblock when it came to creating, you probably knew about that symptom. Burnout, however, is not always obvious. It's a lot of overlap with depression, in fact. So yeah, it's sometimes you just have to find an excuse to force yourself to create. And then as soon as you get in the swing of creating, you have to then remind yourself to stop. Yeah, with that note, let's go to the BRB screen and find someone to raid. And hopefully, I don't lose any part of that VOD to YouTube because of some motherfucking copyright strike on the lo-fi music I chose. Okay, let's see. I don't think I need these resource tabs now. Pause music, because I'm with that. Epi's live. Probably go with Epi unless I got someone I'm following who's doing art. Wait, is... Oh, right, I forgot the fucking... Hey, you can collab with this person section being separate. It's freaking dumb. Okay. Oh yeah, barely an hour in for Epi and... Yeah, I think I heard Doom Vega in the background, which is fun. So yeah, let us copy Epi's name, because I don't trust myself. And there we go. Alright, as always, my wonderful tome readers, hope you are eating enough, drinking enough, getting enough sleep. Take care of your body so your body can take care of you. And, don't give up hope. Right now, it very much feels like a case of giving up hope is only helping the problems right now. Being hopeful is an act of defiance. They do not want it. And why let them take that from you, really? You gotta take care. We're not gonna have a raid message because I think it's just me and Baringo, we will say it's like, I did some art, and I'm glad enough for that. See you guys on the other side.